Well, we knew each other back in high school. We were both kind of on opposite ends of different groups. And then years later, we were both at Bumpers in Burnsville for a birthday party, and we were sitting back to back. And a preview came up on the screen for Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage. And so I'm sitting there, and I see the preview come up, and I hear this guy behind me say, "Nicolas Cage is the Ghost Rider? You've got to be kidding me!" And so I had to turn around and say, "Thank you, that's what I thought." And we recognized one another and exchanged phone numbers. We were like, we have to catch up, and that's how we re-met, I guess you could say. One of my favorite things when we first started going out was that anytime we were in a parking lot, he would take my hand and make sure he was on the outside and just have that kind of protective stance. And it was just so endearing, and I loved it, so.
But, you know, the one thing I always tell people is that, you know, she really makes me feel like I'm just the center of the world.
You are. My world. I so want to just kiss you every single time we do one of these games.
I'll let you.
I guess one of the things that scares me a little bit is my dad's actually 6'5", and Michael is 6'5", and so I'm kind of convinced that when we have kids, they're gonna come out like 3 feet tall to begin with. And here I am, I'm 5'4", so I'm a midget compared to him, and I don't know, I think we're gonna have to have a lot of stepping stools when we have kids, so that by the time they're 5, you know, I can just kind of stand on top of it and look down and say, you know, stop doing that.
I knew that night was gonna be the night. It had to be that night. And so we're walking through this completely empty house, and you would think with so many empty rooms, you could kind of go, there's got to be at least one spot that we can get away from the realtor long enough for me to do this.
Nope.
It never happened. I pretty much had to trick her into believing that we were finally going to leave. And so she's ready to go. She's putting her coat on, and I'm like, oh, I got to get one more measurement. And so I grabbed the tape measure, and I'm like, honey, come help me with this.
And he's on the other side of the room. He gets his measurement, and then he gets up and he comes over and he helps me up.
It was 12 feet 3 inches, by the way.
Was it?
I will always remember that, yes.
Wow. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's pretty easy to remember.
All right.
And he helps me up and he asks me, "Are you happy?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Are you really happy?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And then he opens the box with the ring, and he says, "Will this make you happier?" Now, for the record, he never actually asked me to marry him. And I never actually said yes at this point. I pretty much yelped and tackled him. I couldn't talk, he couldn't talk. The realtor's downstairs freaking out because she hears me yelp, and then she hears like almost crying kind of sound, and she's like, "What happened? What happened?" And she's hollering up. Neither of us can speak to tell her it's okay. So she starts coming up the stairs, and I finally get it out. Michael proposed. And she comes in, and we're clinging to one another, and she just kind of looks at us for a moment, and then she's like, "I'm gonna give you a moment alone."
You know, and that's just one of the reasons why I want a MacBook Pro.
Oh.
You've been more animated with your hands today than I
Well,
have.
you can't because your hand, I've got you kind of pegged down, so you're not going anywhere.
No.
So, what do we want to do for the centerpieces? I mean, do we want to do the flower thing? Do we want to do something different? I mean, I know we want to have... Anyway, so what do you think? I'm very excited about the dress. But that is all I'm telling you. Because Michael doesn't get to see the dress beforehand. He doesn't get to see me beforehand. The first time he sees that dress is when I am walking down that aisle. And I can't wait, because that's one of the moments in the wedding that I am the most excited about.
Well, I know one thing for sure, and that's the dress is definitely not orange.
No, I hate orange. I hate orange.
That's all I really need to know.
That's pretty much it. And our whole family's together now. We've got all four of us now. I'm getting married today. It's gonna be the first words out of my mouth is, I'm getting married today. I'm gonna be an emotional basket case. Just talking about it right now. I've been trying really hard. I keep telling people don't cry in front of me. I can't handle it. Trying to hold it in, but it's just amazing. You know, everything could go wrong that day. But as long as we get married, as long as I become his wife, I will consider that the most amazing day of my life. That's pretty much my criteria for that day. That's an average night. Him on the couch, playing with his laptop, and me on my computer doing spreadsheets. Commercial. Remote? I'm so short. Now where is it? He actually did buy me a step stool. Melba, the crackers for people who don't get to eat real food because they have to fit into a dress that's 4 sizes too small for them. Yeah. They kind of suck. He wasn't joking when he says that I talk a lot. It's actually not that funny. It's actually very true. You are going to have to talk a little bit during this, you know.
I will certainly try. It's the love of my life.
Keep digging. Keep digging. I tried, but it didn't actually pause the TV. Okay, ready for that? His head's blocking the IR.
I almost proposed 3 or 4 different times.
3 or 4. I only knew about one.
Yeah, you know about one.